Content warning. This video will discuss sexual assault, date rape, and violence against women. There's really no way to talk about this movie without talking about those things, so viewer discretion is advised. Hello, Scaredy Cats, it's me, Scaredy Matt. So, I watched Promising Young Woman, and it's not really a horror movie per se, but it definitely has horror elements. And it sure feels tense and scary when you watch it, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it here. It's close enough, and genre is made up. And I own this channel, and I can say whatever I want. Rugrats is horror now. You can't stop me. I have to be careful, though, that in discussing a movie like this, that my usual goofy tone and silly little skits don't come across as disrespecting the material, which... How odd. It appears my phone is ringing. Hello?
Maddie, you gotta help me. I booked 2 dates in 2 different restaurants at the same time.
I don't have time for your dumb bits right now, Bobby. I'm reviewing Promising Young Woman.
Dumb bits?
Yeah, like, it's a bit, right? I mean, aren't you married to Pennywise? Isn't that the thing?
Maddie, do you think that I'm the Babadook from the movie The Babadook?
No, it's just because the guys you date are clowns.
Hey, good one. You had me going there for a minute.
Phew, that was a close shave. But not as close as you'd get from Harry's. Harry's, the personal care brand that has reinvented the way you shave, helping you shave in a premium, hassle-free way. You know, if you got a couple dates lined up at different places, you're gonna need to really take care of the old moneymaker. But these days, it's tough to do. Store-bought razors cost so much money and they go dull so fast. Unlike other shaving brands, Harry's delivers German-manufactured blades that are sharper than ever to your door each week for... Wait, hold on. Sorry, this has got to be a typo. It says $2 each? That can't be right. Wait, it is just $2 each? And oh baby, the shave gel. Do your face a favor and get that creamy goodness all up on it. It's gentle enough for my baby man skin with natural ingredients like aloe vera and cucumber. Plus, smell it. Smell it. Smell it. Doesn't that smell good?
Wow, that sounds great, Maddie. Where can I get some of Harry's fine products?
Stop interrupting me, Bobby. I'm doing a brand integration. Anyway, as I was saying, go to harrys.com/scaredycats to redeem your trial set for a ridiculously low price of just $3. For that, you'll get a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, a travel cover, and their foaming shave gel. That's a wild deal, but act fast while supplies last. Also, Scaredycats is hard for some people to spell, so you can find a link in the description. You don't have to type it out. Plus, Harry's supports great causes. They give 1% of their global sales to nonprofit organizations that provide mental health care to men, veterans, and LGBTQ+ people. That's harrys.com/scaredycats. Anyway, Bobby, don't call me again. Your job is to tell people to like and subscribe. Be a good little dancing monkey. We're not friends. Where were we? Oh yes, I have to take the subject matter of Promising Young Woman seriously. Let me just go ahead and make a donation to the Ontario Rape Crisis Centre. There we go. That feels better. Promising Young Woman is the story of Cassie Thomas, played by Carey Mulligan, a sort of vigilante who tracks down and humiliates would-be date rapists. She goes to a nightclub, pretends to be so drunk that she can't walk, and then waits for someone to try to take advantage of her. When they do, she surprises them by showing that she's been sober the whole time, and confronts them about what they had planned to do. This mission costs Cassie her chance at a personal life. Having dropped out of med school, Cassie drifts through life unable to find meaningful employment, fulfilling personal relationships, or any sense of purpose. She works an entry-level job at a coffee shop and actively turns down opportunities for other work. Now so far, none of that sounds particularly scary or tense, but trust me, it goes to some incredibly bleak places. It's worth noting, though, that the film is nominally a black comedy and a damn good one. Despite the subject matter, which is, you know, the darkest subject matter there's some laugh-out-loud funny moments in this movie. For example, one of Cassie's would-be attackers, played by Christopher Mintz-Plasse, which is his real name, but he'll never not be McLovin, is the perfect send-up of a particular kind of guy. He's introduced giving Cassie a spiel about David Foster Wallace. You know, that kind of guy. He's got a novel he's gonna work on someday. He's just such a perfectionist he can't get to it. And it's about what it's like to be a guy, you know? Like a guy these days? Make that guy not a date rapist and give him a Batman graphic tee and boom! You got me in my 20s! Most of the guys Cassie confronts are nice guys. You know the type. outwardly feminist allies who use the social cachet of their perceived wokeness to get close to people so that they can take advantage of them. They say all the right things, sometimes a little too loudly, and seem like the type of person you can trust until they don't. And with guys like that out there, it makes ever trusting someone a risk. You either live your life just ignoring half of the population, or accept that any relationship, no matter how safe it seems, comes with some risk of being attacked or victimized in some way. Beyond that, there's okay, I'm going to use a term here that's going to destroy the comment section, but everybody, I'm begging you, just fucking grow up. There's no other way to describe this. There's a level of implicit rape culture that makes guys who are otherwise genuinely nice guys behave in ways that either permit or minimize sexual assault. And from here on out, there's spoilers, so stop watching if you want to avoid spoilers. Midway through the movie, Cassie discovers that her boyfriend Ryan, played by Bo Burnham, can be seen on tape observing and laughing about the rape of Cassie's friend Nina when they were all in college. She confronts Ryan about this, and he at first seems distraught about his complicity, but quickly starts to deflect blame. He says, "We were just kids," which, you know, they weren't. He asks that Cassie forgive him, and when she refuses, he says, "Oh, like you're so perfect," and becomes hostile to her. And we, the audience, have gotten to know Ryan by this point. He seems like a good guy. He respects Cassie's boundaries. He seems to like that she challenges him. But the minute she asks him to confront his own complicity, he lashes out. That's easier than facing the ways that he needs to improve. And as the movie makes abundantly clear, that's not just a problem with men either. Cassie confronts two women who played a role in helping Nina's attacker escape the consequences of his actions, both of whom, not so subtly, blame Nina for her own assault. And furthermore, the movie also makes clear that people who do minimize and tacitly permit sexual assault have a path to some sort of redemption. They can get better. She confronts a lawyer, played by Alfred Molina, who was involved in acquitting Nina's attacker, and he breaks down crying, explaining that he quit his job and can't live with what he's done. He doesn't ask to be forgiven, but instead tells Cassie that he wants her to know he can never forgive himself. He understands the damage he's done, he feels remorse, and he changed. Cassie forgives him. She gives each of the people she confronts the chance to explain that they've changed their ways before exacting her revenge on them. Everyone else fails that test, but the guy who passes it doesn't get the revenge she planned for him. And it's worth noting, Cassie isn't an entirely good character either. Some of her revenge blurs the line between justified and revisiting the harm done to Nina on others. She's kind of broken, like her life can never move on past what happened to Nina, and her methods of coping with grief become increasingly violent and dangerous. She feels like her trauma has left her without the option of living a normal life, and every time she tries to move on and heal, something inevitably comes along and drags her back to seeking vengeance. But if Ryan had just been a genuinely good guy, if she could have trusted this one guy, it could have turned around for her. If men could just be worthy of trust, Cassie and people like her could begin to heal. They could move on. I remember once me and some friends were discussing why horror movies seem to be more popular with women than other types of genre fiction. Obviously women like sci-fi and fantasy and things like that too, but the stereotype is that those are just something guys like and women find them childish and repulsive. But horror, the genre that's the least respected, doesn't seem to have that problem. It seems to be more open to women than others, which is not to say that there isn't horrible treatment of women and femme-coded people in horror spaces, because obviously there is everywhere, especially online, but the genre itself seems to at least market towards women and make some effort to attract them. You know, before meeting me, my wife never liked horror movies, but I pretty easily convinced her to get into them, and now she loves them. By contrast, if I try to talk about comic books in her presence, she unlocks the gun safe, just to let me know. Just to let me know. Anyway, in this conversation, I opened my big dumb mouth and I said, well, most horror movies tend to have female protagonists because the perception is that women are more vulnerable. So maybe the extra representation is why. Maybe women like to see themselves reflected on screen. It's just a coincidence of that. And my friend, who I should note is a woman and therefore naturally had a deeper insight into how women think than I, said to me, women watch horror movies because they're scared all the time. And at least in a horror movie, that fear is taken seriously. And like, damn. Naturally, I don't think that's the entire reason women watch horror movies, or other people who are at greater risk for sexual assault, like LGBTQ plus people, disabled people, unhoused people, and people in prison, obviously. People just like movies. You can just like a movie, but damn, it does seem like it would be a contributing factor, right? Like if you want fiction that speaks to you, and you always feel like you're living in a horror movie. Cassie sums it up pretty well. There's a scene where she's finally caught up with Nina's attacker, and she asks him if he felt relieved when Nina committed suicide. And he says, yeah, it's every guy's nightmare to be accused of something like that. And Cassie says,
can you guess what every woman's worst nightmare is?
Hey everybody. This is a weird vibe for me to do my whole shtick right now. So just gonna get this over with. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Bobby Duke, marijuana edibles, etc. Go to harrys.com/scaredycats to get your $3 trial set and, you know, have a good one otherwise. Have a good day.